Unfortunately, one American was not freed this weekend. That's 67-year-old Robert Levinson. The former FBI agent went missing on Kish Island off the coast of Iran back in 2007, 9 years ago. His family claims that Levinson was working as a CIA consultant when he disappeared. The U.S. has long claimed that Iran is holding him, a charge that Iran has repeatedly denied. Secretary of State John Kerry tweeting on Sunday, quote, "Iran also agreed to deepen our coordination as we work to locate Robert Levinson. We won't rest until the Levinson family is whole again." So joining me now is Robert Levinson's wife, Christine, also his son, Daniel. Daniel and Christine, I wish I was having an interview like I've had with other families welcoming this great news. So I'm sorry that's not your news, and thank you for taking the time with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I do want to ask you, I understand that you were not told about this. You weren't given warnings that the Americans, the other American prisoners, were going to be released. I just want to ask you, without certainly casting aspersions, but how difficult was it for you to see those families getting that news while you do not?
Of course, we were very happy to see that those families had their loved ones back with them. Unfortunately, we are not able to enjoy the same joy that they have. It's very difficult for our family, and especially difficult that we were not told before this happened. We actually had to learn it on our own watching TV.
Wow. Yeah, that's just it's not the way to find that out. Daniel, I know your family has expressed frustration with the process, with the support before. Do you believe today that the U.S. government is doing enough to try to get Robert home?
It'll never be enough until he is home, because it's been almost 9 years, as you mentioned. This has spanned 2 presidential administrations, and President Obama has had 7 years to get him home. And he just promised yesterday that he was going to be doing everything he could. Secretary Kerry said the same thing. And I worry that after things like this, after the nuclear deal last summer, after this, I don't understand what they're going to be doing. What is their plan going forward? We haven't heard from them since the initial call. And we'd like to speak with them and find out what are they doing to get my dad home now? What are the next steps? Because we're just lost here, and we're desperate, and it's been going on for so long, and he doesn't deserve this. He was over there serving his country, and he needs to be prioritized. That to bring someone who has dedicated his life to serving his country and can't be left behind and abandoned.
Christine, I wonder if you worry that the U.S. has, in effect, lost its leverage now that the sanctions are lifted, that the deal is done, the nuclear deal is done.
This has been going on so long that I don't know that the sanctions make a difference in Bob's case. Unfortunately, I don't know what it's going to take to get Bob home. I believe that both sides need to come together and discuss Bob's case and resolve it. We believe that Bob is still in Iran. When in December 2007, Dan and I retraced his steps on Kish Island, and it's a very small island and a short 5-minute drive from the hotel he was in to the airport. And it's a airport that has one entrance and one exit, and cameras that see everything. And we believe that they know what happened to Bob.
I want to ask you this, because even the way John Kerry tweeted about this weekend, as we work to locate Robert Levinson with Iran, I mean, in effect, leaving the question open as to whether the U.S. or Iran knows or believes that he's in Iran. I just wonder, has the U.S. shared with you, has anyone shared with you hard information about his location, but also about his status today, proof of life in the simplest terms?
First of all, it's very obvious to us, because the Iranian government state-sanctioned media outlet in April 2007, just a couple of weeks after he went missing, said he was in the hands of Iranian security forces. So any kind of comments about locating him in cooperation is nonsense to us, because the U.S. government believes, we all believe, I think it's very obvious that the Iranian government knows exactly where he is. And it takes more than just cooperation to find him, because we honestly don't know where exactly he is, but the Iranians certainly do. And as regarding his health, the U.S. officials we speak with have told us there is no evidence to suggest that he is not alive. So any belief that he isn't alive at this point, this happened, this was going on just a couple of years after he went missing that people were starting to say that. And then we got a video of him, and then we got pictures. So how is it any different now? Sorry.
Christine, if I could ask you before I let you go, what is the one simple request you would make President Obama of the U.S. government today?
Get Bob home. We miss him every day. And if he can see this, I certainly hope that he knows that we will never stop searching for him, and we will bring him home safe and sound, and that he needs to stay strong.
Christine and Daniel, our hearts go out to you. We really do hope that you get that good news as soon as possible. And thanks so much for being here.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.